the forgotten legend that changes everything. Deep within the heart of the Yoruba kingdom, in the ancient village of Ayé with grave, the night sky cracked with a violent thunderclap. The villagers whispered among themselves as the ground trembled beneath their feet. The Babalawo, an aged diviner named Ifeanyi, had foreseen this moment in his pomnot readings. A forgotten legend was awakening, and the balance of the world would soon shift. At the center of it all was Adéwàle, a young hunter with the mark of the eye with Odo Ayé, the goddess of winds and transformation, etched into his destiny. He had spent his life haunted by strange dreams of a child's laughter echoing through the sacred Igbo Òrun, the spirit forest where only the bravest dared to tread. But when the village's river Odo Ayé suddenly dried up overnight, leaving fish gasping in the cracked mud, the elders knew it was no ordinary omen. Something ancient had returned. If you wish to save Ayé with grave, you must seek the child who never dies, Ifeanyi warned, his voice thick with foreboding. The Obiku has awakened. The Obiku, spirit children caught in an endless cycle of death and rebirth, were feared and revered. Legend spoke of one among them, Omitok, who had been cast into oblivion centuries ago for knowing a secret the gods forbade mortals from hearing. If she had returned, it meant the forgotten legend was rewriting itself. Adéwàle ventured into Igbo Òrun, where the trees whispered his name, and shadows slithered beyond sight. The deeper he went, the more reality walked. Time slowed. The air grew thick with unseen eyes. And then, he saw her. Omitok sat atop a twisted baobab tree, her skin shimmering like moonlight on water, her eyes holding the weight of 1,000 lifetimes. "You are late, hunter," she said, her voice ageless. "The gods have already decided your fate." Adéwàle's breath caught. "What fate?" She leaned forward. "To break the cycle, you must bring me the heart of Sango's lightning." The task was impossible. Sango, the fiery god of thunder, did not part with his power. But Adéwàle had no choice. The river was dying, the village on the brink. With Ayé with grave Oya's winds at his back, he set forth toward the mountain of storms, where Sango's wrath raged eternal. Lightning split the sky as Adéwàle climbed, his skin blistering under the storm's fury. At the summit, Sango himself appeared, his eyes burning like molten gold. "Why do you seek my heart, mortal?" Adéwàle, kneeling against the wind, spoke boldly. "To end the suffering of Ayé with grave. To free Omitok from the god's wrath. To restore what was lost." Sango studied him for a moment, then laughed, his voice like rolling thunder. "Then you must survive the strike of my bolt." Before Adéwàle could react, the sky erupted. Fire and electricity surged through his veins, and the world collapsed into darkness. When he awoke, he was no longer the same. His hands crackled with divine power, he had become the storm itself. Returning to Igbo Òrun, he found Omitok waiting. As he placed the heart of lightning into her palms, her form shimmered and the legend unveiled itself. She was no mere Obiku. She was the lost twin of Sango, hidden away by the gods to prevent a prophecy too dangerous to be fulfilled. But Adéwàle's choice had changed the course of history. As she stepped into the mortal world once more, the skies cleared, the river surged back to life, and Ayé with grave was reborn. As for Adéwàle, he was never seen again, but when the storms raged, the villagers whispered his name, for he had become the forgotten legend itself.